Hey everybody, we are here at the Anaheim Convention Center. I hope you brought your juice boxes because this is a feedback field trip. I am Casey Schreiner. Joining with me are Leah, Kevin, and Chris, who have all spent several hours in BlizzCon today. Kevin, what's the highlight for you?
Highlight for me has been Diablo 3 news. Finally, we've been waiting for a long time for this. We got the new class, the Demon Hunter. They have a new trait system that's going to allow a lot of customization. And we learned a little bit more about runes and skills. And even though there's no release date, which I really wanted, we're finally hearing Diablo 3 news, and that's kind of exciting. Plus, we can play it, so I'm excited about that.
And did you get a chance to play it?
Not yet. We've been busy doing so much interviewing and paneling and photo taking, and not yet. So that's the first thing I'm doing after we're done.
Well, I can tell you that the mage still sucks.
Great.
Yes. Leah, what about you? You obviously are really excited about World of Warcraft Cataclysm.
I am.
So, what's the big news for you today?
Well, the big news today was that they are making the old raids into bite-sized chunks, so they're changing all of the raids, the older raids, and they're breaking them up into smaller ones. So raids that used to be really, really long, they're making a lot shorter, and they're making them into 2 instances that are kind of similar instead of making them one really long instance, which is awesome for the old players and the people that are leveling up the new classes.
So it's a little bit of help for World of Warcraft players who have jobs and lives, perhaps?
Exactly. That's exactly what they said in the panel. Like, if people have jobs, this is good for them. Like, people that have other things to be doing and won't spend so long playing WoW. And then they also introduced a lot of the two new raids. So the Abyssal Maul and one other one.
Another awesome raid.
Yeah, another awesome raid.
Yeah.
So
it's all awesome to Leah. She loves World of Warcraft. So
Abyssal Maul is actually a 5-man dungeon. Technically, Casey. But yeah, no, it all looks really good. They showed video and it's pretty cool.
And Chris, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's funny what you said earlier. I'm a nerd. I'm not a BlizzCon nerd. This is my first time at BlizzCon. If there was a sort of a geeky trend or bandwagon that I missed early on in my life, it was these games. It was WoW, it was Diablo, it was Starcraft. I never played one prior to very recently.
I can say that the snacks are much better this year than they were at any previous BlizzCon.
So for me this year, it's all about the culture. It's about like really soaking up a sense of sort of community and personality, which is really important. We've been to a lot of events like this, E3, Comic-Con, all that. So it's always great for me as a geek to sort of like just see a bunch of people who all have one thing in common that they love more than anything else, and that they can just be bonding the whole day. So it's been very cool. Yes.
But I thought you didn't give a about BlizzCon.
No, I care. I care about this sense of community, but having not played the games, it's not like I don't give,
All right.
Soon you'll get swept up by a charismatic speaker.
Yes.
You'll be all decked out in armor. You'll be
I'll
ready to go.
be dressed like a death knight next time you see me.
Maybe tomorrow.
With all 3 games in my hand, and then you'll never see me on anything else again. So
that'd be good.
That'd be good. Thanks.
So you guys have been to BlizzCon before, right?
I've never been. This is my first year.
Okay, but you've been here before,
I think
right?
this is my 5th BlizzCon, which is almost scary to say.
Yeah, this is pretty much the biggest that I've seen it.
It's definitely grown, and that main stage, if that's any indication, is easily 5 times bigger than normal. And they have a catwalk. Chris Metzen came out on this catwalk. I thought he was going to model something for us at first, but it's much bigger, and they've learned to fill the hall, I guess.
And I've been here before for other events. The D23 convention they had last year was here, and it surprises me that this is absolutely the biggest event I've ever seen here in terms of attendance, in terms of how much they've decked out the interior of this place. It's really impressive. It's really cool to see.
Has anyone got on the gyroscope yet?
No.
I
don't want to vomit on a crowd of nerds.
I don't know what that has to do with anything that Blizzard does.
What does it have to? Yeah, it is literally. It's just to make dorks vomit.
Right.
That's the only purpose it can serve.
If they don't get you with the pizza and soda, the gyroscope will hook you up with the vomit.
Yeah, it's the kicker.
And it's right next to a giant burrito stand, so that's even more troubling to me.
Always perfect. Always perfect.
Have you seen any good costumes? I just saw someone walking around as a tree ant.
Really?
That was awesome. They had their whole head was lit up and leaves were falling behind them.
The best one I saw was the Starcraft ghost just now. She had eyes and it was awesome.
And it's the only thing that we'll see of Starcraft ghosts here.
That's true. That's true.
I saw two gentlemen, probably in their mid to late 20s, smoking pipes over here. As you do, just like I expected them to be, professors or something. But no, I guess this is the cool thing. They've seen Lord of the Rings too many times.
For me, it's actually the sort of epic fail costumes that I think are most amusing. It's like just people who should absolutely not be wearing what they're wearing, walking around in way too little for.
Well, we just saw like a 60-year-old woman dressed up like a
like a pirate or
yeah,
something.
There was some cottage cheese pirate stuff. It was.
I think a Waldo just walked by, actually.
Really? Where is he?
Find it. There he is. Yep, you're
Oh, yeah,
right.
there he is.
Way over in the
Haven't
trees over
found
there.
him.
I was
Definitely
just
here.
saying, I saw a wedding proposal on the Lich King's throne this afternoon. So that's probably the highlight of my 2010.
Was it a forced yes? Did they have to say yes because there was a
I
crowd?
think they had to
or-
say yes. There was a crowd. They were all chanting no, though.
Oh, that's supportive. That's great.
So maybe it was just in spite of the no. But
Poor guy.
it seemed like a genuine yes.
It was the item they proposed with the actual sword of
Yeah,
Frostborn.
They
with
were
you pulled
holding,
it
they
up.
were holding the Frostmourne, and they had the helmet with them. So
Was the
Oh, it's
helmet
so
the
perfect.
ring?
no, it was just the helmet and the sword.
So there's no ring.
There was no ring, at least for now.
It's a promise.
Yeah, maybe when the game actually comes
Promise
out.
sword that I'm giving you. I noticed like
Promise
even the third-party area seems a lot bigger this time around.
Yeah.
The space that they've kind of filled up with like games you can play and
Sound Blaster's still around.
yes, who
Right?
knew? Who knew? I mean, where have they been? And I remember scrounging for one of those when I was like in high school to make my computer sound better, and I thought they were long gone, but no, they're here.
I'm actually into the old retro station that they got back there.
Yeah,
It's
there
always-
is. There's a big
It's
retro
always
station.
very cool to take a look at that and kind of see where a lot of these games sort of started off. And
Yeah, you can still play the first Diablo
You know,
over there,
10
and
10
years
Lost
of
Vikings,
progress,
yeah,
yeah.
Lost Vikings, yeah.
And then the weird racing game. Didn't they have a
Like
racing
rock
game?
and roll racing.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
heard of it, but the cover looks great. It's a guy rocking out with a
Blizzard's
guitar on a
usually-
car. I'm on
Awesome.
board with that game.
Speaking of rocking out, I'm excited for tomorrow night. Tenacious
Yeah.
D is the closing concert.
Yes,
So.
Yeah.
yes.
Ozzy Osbourne last year, not super my style, but Tenacious D definitely much more in tune.
They'll probably pick up on the vibe a little bit more.
Yes,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of the other highlights. I mean, I literally want to get back in there and play more games. That's what I'm.
I'm super
Dying to
excited
do.
to play the StarCraft 2 custom maps, the Star Jeweled and the StarCraft Dota. When they said that, I was just like, oh, that sounds so cool. So I'm really excited to go play those later.
So we know where you'll be for the rest of the day.
Yes.
I'm terrified to get
absolutely.
in there and play more games. This will be the first time I've played some of them, so I'll be sitting next to pros and
Gonna
masters
be
getting my
sitting
ass
next to
kicked for
Fruit
that.
Like,
Tequila
all right, I'm
that
good.
they were talking
I'm good.
about.
Just apologizing profusely to the whole room.
Just
so.
deny any PvP requests.
Yeah.
Just do the opening quest. You'll be fine.
One of those new StarCraft maps is the Ire Chef. And it's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
Protoss unit with a chef's hat on,
Oh my
and they've
God.
redone the menu bar to look like a kitchen table. And it's great that they can do stuff like this with their own games. Like it's a little tongue in cheek, you know.
I love
I'm
it.
glad
I
that they
love-
can poke fun of themselves.
That's how Blizzard is. They're just
Yeah.
so tongue-in-cheek. They have so many puns in all their games. They have so many parodies of other things in all of their games. It's just, I love Blizzard so much.
They've always done a really good job of having this incredible lore behind all their games, but also being willing to poke fun of
Yeah.
it and break down that fourth wall by referencing other games outside of there.
And
Yes.
once you get the community in a place like this and you take a really good look at them, you have to have a sense of humor about your stuff. So.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
All
As,
right.
as we all stand here in t-shirts and
Yeah.
stuff next to Mr. Three-Piece Suit himself, it's like I feel so dressed
We
down.
just bought this suit. I had to take it outside.
for a
I still
walk.
got the receipt in the back.
Yeah, it'll be going back to Macy's. this afternoon.
I can't scratch it.
All right, well, thank you guys very much. That was your
Thank
feedback
you.
field trip.
Absolutely.
So I hope you have your permission slip signed.